everyone, we are on episode 2 of the 8 steps of buying a new construction home. Today we're going to cover the 3 L's: choosing your location, your lot style, and your layout. Follow me.
Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now. Gotta get it right now. Yeah, push over limits with you right now.
So let's talk about the first L in buying new construction: determining your location. When speaking with my clients, I like them to consider a couple factors when choosing which side of town we're going to choose your newly built construction home. And so we're going to consider factors such as what's the commute to work for yourself, what's the commute for the schools in the area, and also what's the commute for the hobbies that you like to go on weekly as your lifestyle. All these factor in to our selection process. And so we also want to look at economic drivers surrounding the community that we might be building in, because you may decide down the road you're looking to resell that home. And as we know, a lot of builders tend to price their properties on the higher end of the market. And so economic driving factors are a big significant importance to that. And so we're going to look at highway accesses being built, community hospitals, what are the nearest schools, and all that might be factors you should consider. We're also going to be determining community features that are important to you and your lifestyle. Some of my clients prefer having an amenity pool splash pad, parks on the go, dog parks, clubhouse. They want to have access weekly to events in that community. And then some other clients prefer privacy, a private pool, low communities, low HOA, because that's more conducive to their lifestyle. These are both components I'd say let's consider when choosing our location. So now that we've narrowed down our location, now we can cover the second L, lot style. There's a couple of things to consider when choosing your lot in a community. Usually when my buyers go into a community, I let them know that they have what's called a site map, which shows you all the available lots in that community, where they're located, what the size of the footprint is, what it backs up to, and each of those sometimes, because they're not created all equal, can have a price premium on them, which is an additional price of the cost of the home to consider. So when considering your lot, you may say, hey, I love the view of the lakefront, or I love the view of having a cul-de-sac, or I love the view of having conservation in the backyard where there's wooded areas. Those all cost different prices when choosing your lot. There's something to think about. But I know I have a lot of New Yorkers or people from upstate who come down and past clients who say, I hate the thought of having lake access, or I hate the thought of having conservation because they're afraid of the alligators or the snakes. Being a Floridian my whole life, I have no fear in that, but it's definitely something you should consider when thinking about the lot choice. And so one thing we're going to look at is, and I like you guys to consider, the slope of the direction of that lot. And what I mean by that and why it's important is because sometimes when you choose a lot, the slope of it can be going towards the property as opposed to being away from the property. And living in Florida, considering that we have rain and floods every day, our goal is to possibly find a lot where the slope goes away from it, so that way the water isn't consistently hitting the foundation of that property. Let's discuss the third L. Choosing our layout, aka floor plan. We're going to discuss what's more important to us. Is it a 2-story home versus a 1-story home, a 3-car garage versus a 2-car garage, and also what different type of elevations we will be choosing. An elevation is the exterior design of the front of the home. So let's take a detailed look at what I'm speaking about. Here's an example of 2 separate elevations in the community. If you notice on the left side, where there's a left property, there's a porch that's on the first and second level of that home. If you notice on the right side of the property, there's only a porch on the first level. These differences are going to be considered when choosing our design style and looking at different style elevations in the community. So guys, now we covered step 2 and the 8 steps of buying a new construction home. We selected out our location, our layout, and our lot style. And so if you guys want to follow me on episode 3, we're going to be covering the next step in the process. Now that we've narrowed down those items and gotten our pre-approval in place, now we can work on step number 3, which is submitting an offer and how we get that done. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day.